podcastsinenglish.com. We're in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a sacred city for the Christians, the Muslims and the Jews, and it has some of the most famous religious buildings in the world. One of the nice ways of looking around the old city and seeing some of these monuments is to climb up the walls. This is the old city and its walls behind me, and you can climb up, you can go in one of the gates and you can climb up and you can walk around the walls and see everything inside. So that's what I'm going to do today. Behind me is Damascus Gate, which is probably the grandest of all the gates. But in fact, to get up to the walls, we need to walk to Jaffa Gate. So that's what I'm going to do now. The walls around Jerusalem, Jerusalem's old city walls, were built in the first half of the 16th century under the orders of the Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. Originally there were 8 gates, and there are still now 7 that are still working. The views are great, but not for the faint-hearted. Walking along the walls is also an opportunity to peer into people's gardens. This cat has found somewhere nice to sleep. Growing from the walls are small bushes. Look closely and you may recognize the buds of the plant as something you have on your pizza. Yes, it's a caper bush. For each of the 3 great religions here, there are 3 great historically important monuments. And for the Muslims, of course, it is the Dome of the Rock. Surely one of Islam's most amazing architectural achievements. It was built in AD 688 to 691 and perhaps the crowning glory of the whole of Jerusalem. But it's not just the Dome of the Rock that you can see from here. You can also see the 2 domes on top of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Christianity's most holiest building. Inside you can see the site where Jesus was crucified and where his body was laid to rest. Well, I've just walked about halfway around the wall, the ramparts, only to discover that it's blocked half the way around. So I'm going to have to come down off the ramparts and into the old city itself to see the last of the historical sites. So going down means going down inside the old city walls, where daily life continues around the historic sites. The streets are filled with food stalls, shops, restaurants, and plenty of tat for the tourists. Oh yes, and armed Israeli soldiers. Last but certainly not least is the Western or Wailing Wall. This is one of Judaism's most holiest site. The Western Wall is the only remaining part of a temple that was built by Herod the Great and became one of the Jews' most holiest sites. It was destroyed in AD 70, and Jews come here to lament the knocking down of the wall, and also in front of the wall there's a plaza which is a permanent area of worship. The plaza is divided into 2. On the left it's for men and on the right for women. Look at the caper bushes on the wall. So, 3 holy places, 3 religions. Time to go back to the hotel and have a rest. Salam.